Hello and welcome. We are with some of the brightest minds in India today, students at IIT-Delhi, students who are going to be shaping India's tomorrow. Over the next couple of minutes, we try and understand the issues that worry them, their concerns, try and get into the mind of an IIT-ian, as it were. We have, of course, a very bright and effervescent lot of students who sort of are or supposed to be on holiday, but here they are instead spending time with us. So thanks very much, guys, for that. Let's get started right away. You know, we talk about an IIT, and one of the first things that, and most of them are outside IITs and perhaps didn't make it to this coveted institution, one of the first things that they'll say is, why are so many of them moving away from, you know, what they study at IIT, getting into something totally different? Why don't they just let it be for those who are, you know, want to get into engineering seriously? How would you respond? Anybody?
I think when we come in, we're 17, we don't know too much. I mean, we know it's good and that it's math and it's science, but it's very different once you do come in and you know, start forming your own opinions. You come into your own a little bit and yeah, then you do what you want, hopefully.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that it opens up a world of opportunities and then you can sort of take your pick. Has that been your experience as well?
Yeah, I think so, because here we're exposed to a lot of things and it's our choice. We choose what we want to do and that's what shapes our future when we go through that line.
Nikhil, we were talking yesterday about, you know, the whole thing on what happens next, about the whole thing of jobs, and the key thing on who stays within, who continues to focus on, you know, what many believe that, you know, should be your core strength, and those who want to branch out. How do you see this debate?
So the main problem is that people see us, when we are entering IIT, people see us as making a decision to study engineering. But that is not the case. When we are entering IIT, we are not really taking a decision to study engineering. We're just taking the decision to go into a place which gives us excellent exposure. None of us really makes the decision to go in for engineering. Now, once you enter this place, you're obviously having a group of people, not all of whom are really interested in engineering. So even those who later end up in the core fields, even those are the ones who did not really decide beforehand that they would continue engineering, right? So people actually explore stuff and then they decide here where they want to go from here. And that way IIT is an excellent place because of the exposure and the opportunities it provides in sense of the flexibility, you know.
Right, so it's fair to say that this is like the platform. You get onto it, you work hard, really hard. You're obviously very, very bright. You work hard, you make it here, and then sort of it opens up a world of opportunities.
Exactly, it is no longer just an engineering institution for us when we were in the school.
I'll just open the can of worms here. The thing is, it's the money. Okay, because the core fields do not have much moolah anymore. Most of the money is either in management or in financial services, and bright minds will follow money. So that's a very logical assumption to make. And so where do you get the money? You have the people working in that area. And if they have the opportunity to be able to work in that area and companies are willing to hire us, then we're willing to work for them.
For me, it's not just money, but it's the monotony of life that I'll follow. I'll not go for research, I'll not go in my core branch because I feel that it will be very dull and drab for me to every day go to the labs and do the same work. And it will be a nice opportunity to explore things and go.
And there are people who really want to go for research, who really want to go for core jobs. And as he mentioned that money is one of the driving factors. And the government and the bodies, I mean the administrative bodies, they do not provide us with the amount of incentives that we are looking forward for. I mean, see, if I want to go for research, I need a strong financial backing. Yes, we need to have more incentives for research. Maybe in terms of recognition or maybe in terms of financial help. Whatever, I mean, it depends on the kind of help that. If we compare ourselves from other universities abroad, then we are really lagging behind.
We'll do a quick poll, and how many believe that if money wasn't an issue, you would be doing something different from what you think you'll end up doing? Anyone? Or is everyone sort of going to only head in the direction that they want to head? Money aside. Yeah? Yeah? Well, that's good to know. You were agreeing. So what's your passion? What would you like to follow?
When I came in here, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. So the first year was kind of exploring everything. So I got into a bit into social entrepreneurship. So I was interested in that. And then in my third year, I got to know a bit more about the technical side. So there you get exposed to all these multitudes of options, and just making one decision is kind of tough. So you only look a bit far ahead, but you don't know where you're going to go from there. So.
Right.
I don't think the first job that we get would actually be something that even 20 years down the line we'd be continuing. So that way, like everyone's already mentioned, IIT gives you a lot of variety. You get to decide, like she's picked up on social entrepreneurship. I am looking more towards public policy and policy making. But that's just something I see myself doing right now. Who knows what I'll be doing 20 years down the line.
Right. That's quite sort of interesting that you say that you're doing something, this is interesting you at the moment, but you're open to exploring, say, something else that might catch you. There's someone behind you who wants to make a point.
Well, I think it's also the really competitive environment that we have over here that kind of tries to bring the best out of all of us.
Right.
So we go into we explore all of our different talents and choose which are the best ones that we are at and try to excel in that especially. And in the end, the final product that comes out from after 4 years of education over here is perhaps the best of what we can actually get in terms of the competition. We have actually been molded in this kind of environment that we have over here.
Tell me one thing, like was mentioned earlier that, you came in here not so much to be an engineer really, but for all the opportunities and all the resources, etc., available to a student here. What is the one thing that after coming here has been a revelation? Or has it all been on expected lines? Go ahead.
I'm sure about one thing, that we come here to learn how to work hard. I'm sure all of us know how to work hard in any field that we are in. Right now...
but you must have worked very hard to make it here, I would imagine. I didn't, which is why I'm not sitting there.
Yeah, first is that, and second is even after coming here, all of us work hard in anything that we are in. So if I choose any field right now, I'm sure that I would be able to excel in it after having a brush up with it. So that is one thing that IIT show gives us. And that is why we can explore so many options and we can switch fields.
So it must be quite reassuring coming from sort of having this kind of backing where options are available, you are not sort of, and obviously sort of you come from, you also have support back at home with families. You're not sort of saying that, go for the straight and narrow, decide now what you want to do, and then there's no turning back. So I'm sure all of that makes a big difference. Go ahead, Nikhil.
To be fair, I mean, a lot of people work hard. I mean, it's not just the IIT grads who work hard, right? But where we are lucky is the kind of opportunities that we have. Like, the show is happening. And a lot of other things happen on campus. There are festivals happen, the kind of lectures. So Walter Levin is here for lectures, like, the best professor on online courses, right? So these kind of opportunities expose you to a lot of different stuff. So that is where the hard work actually, we can capitalize on that hard work and actually go into whatever we want to. That is somewhere I think rest of the people are not probably as lucky as us. Yeah.
Right, of course. Go ahead, yeah.
When we think about IIT, it's always about classroom learning when we are not in IIT. But when we are here, we know that the peer learning is much more than what we are learning in class. The kind of environment, the kind of janta, what we say in IIT, we are living with. I mean, it really makes a difference. Really, the kind of the different work that people are doing. Someone is in social entrepreneurship. Someone is really doing hardcore research. Someone is simply going for playing with machines and all that. So it really makes a difference.
And I would imagine that something like this, interactions like this, experience like this, really shapes your worldview and goes a long way in making you who you are. We haven't heard from someone here. Anyone wanting to make a point here?
As they've pointed out, so it's the competitive spirit that's there. It's not there in the classroom itself. It's in the peer learning, and it's the hostel culture that we have here that actually pushes you to work hard, spend night outs on various cultural activities that we have in the institute, and perhaps it's that culture that grooms us, and that is also another part of IIT that I would like people to know about. Yeah, so we have a number of cultural events which keep on going out throughout the year.
Right.
Number of
I saw a lot of stuff happening on campus even as we came in here.
So we have our technical fest and our sports fest, which is currently going on. We have a number of festivals which, constantly provide us a platform to interact with people outside and at the same time help us groom ourselves.
Right.
IIT gives us a platform to work hard and expect the results. It gives various opportunities to explore other than the engineering skills like technical, economical, social entrepreneurship, as one said. So it is a real difference between what I see from other colleges to IIT, that it gives many more opportunity than the engineering skills.
And did you realize that after you came in, or were you sort of aware of that?
No, I wasn't aware, but after coming to IIT, I realized what is the difference between these and other colleges.
That you got a lot more than you signed up for, which is always a pleasure. We always like that little extra thing to be thrown into in any package deal that we're getting. But we're going to take a quick break. We're back with a whole lot more. It doesn't seem to be all work and no play, but we'll look at that as soon as we're back.
IIT is actually very, very diverse. We all have we think that all IITians are very homogeneous. You'll get the same kind of people. You don't.